Hi guys, welcome back to Finpact. Today I want to talk about Ethereum Classic. ETC is fantastic if you're looking to get into where Ethereum was a lot earlier in its cycle. If you guys have been watching my channel for quite some time, then you know I'm very bullish on ETC. I've explained why in some previous videos, which I have linked down below. And before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button down below and that subscribe button as I make new videos every single week. Now, ETC right now is in a fantastic dip. I personally believe it's a great time to buy. A lot of people FOMO in and buy in at a top, and then they get worried when they see their portfolio drop to ridiculous levels, especially knowing the kind of crashes that happen in crypto markets. Now, ETC is one right now that is in a great dip. I personally am buying this dip right now. In this video, I want to show you guys some technical analysis as to why I'm buying in right now and what the fundamental news is. Also, remember, this is not financial advice. This is just my own personal opinions and what I do with my portfolio. If we look at the price chart right now, Ethereum Classic is sitting at $61.47. So right now, you can see that there's a dip going on. But I think because the bull market is still continuing and there is strong momentum in most of the altcoins, this is just a temporary dip until we rally up to the upside. And by the end of 2021 and the beginning of 2022, we should see certain alts smash past their previous all-time highs. Right now, we're sitting at almost half of what its previous all-time high is. Its previous all-time high took place around May 6th at around $134. So looking at where we're at now, we are less than half of that. So we should at least see another 2x return, obviously provided the bull market continues. ETC is a lot earlier in its development phase than Ethereum is. Remember, Ethereum was actually branched off from Ethereum Classic. So I think it wouldn't be surprising if we saw Ethereum Classic being a real contender with Ethereum. Look, this is quite an ambitious target, but if you see from the previous all-time high, if we go on to the end of December 2021, ETC, if the bull market continues, can reach up to $1,000. Now, we will see dips along the way, but it could definitely reach $500 first and then rally up to the upside with another all-time high, maybe in the next bull market, if not in this one. So it definitely has potential to see your portfolio grow to more than 10x returns from where we're at right now, which I think is a fantastic investment. So looking at some of the bullish momentum, let's look at Ethereum Classic's Twitter. They are growing in followers. It was literally 500k the other week, and now it's 501,000. Their community is growing. They had their ETC summit, so you can watch that video to see where they are in their development stages. So I love this little meme thing they put in on their Twitter, Ethereum Classic investor life cycle. Everyone's worried. Then they're like, it's growing, good returns. And then they're like, we're making money. They also provide the community with a lot of support. There was a developer call and I watched it, and they mainly discussed their main upgrades, which was the Mystique hard fork, which I will talk about, the ECIP 1049 work with core Geth, and ETH/66 support. So the Mystique hard fork is basically them having different upgrades to their protocols. So they've described it here, but the main thing is that the Mystique hard fork would enable maximum compatibility across these networks. So here are the different EIPs, and they're all for these particular uses. So there's the base fee opcode, there's the alternative refund reduction, and they have another EIP to reject new contracts starting with that particular byte, the fee market change, and the delay. So they're constantly upgrading their network, and this Mystique hard fork is going to see huge price rallies coming for Ethereum Classic. So right now is a great time to get involved. Here's the overview of all the different things you can build on top of Ethereum Classic. So it's an open source project, and here are all the public utilities that they have. They've got the mainnet, they've got Astor, they've got Kotti, Mordor, Solana, and their developers are CoreGeth, which is what we talked about in their Twitter. So that was the ECIP 1049 work with CoreGeth. So it's an ETC protocol that provides clients with written in Go. So they're really developing their code and their blockchain. So here are the different tooling infrastructures they use, and they have the Mystique EVM interoperability project. So BTC, ETC to ETC, EVM to BNC bridge, token bridge. These are all the different networks they are interoperable with, and that's always important to ensure that eventually there is mass adoption. Interoperability is so important because it means you can tap into different networks. So different networks that have their own community and have their own blockchain ecosystem. So BTC, they can tap into the BTC community community and that ecosystem. And we know that ETC is available on pretty much most of the major exchanges, so it's really easy for you guys to buy, especially if you guys are watching this crypto video. Everyone's got pretty much Binance or at least Coinbase, eToro. I am a big eToro fan, but for usually for cryptos, I love using Binance or Coinbase. I like using Bit4X. I like using Bitfinex. I've got a bunch, and there's lots of different wallets that support ETC as well. So guys, let's talk about what's going to happen next. Now, Ethereum Classic price contemplates a 35% upswing as the Mystique upgrade takes shape for ETC. So I was saying this, that right now there's the dip and then it's going to bounce. So FX Street talks about how it will bounce from 62.05 to the new uptrend to $83. So let's look at the ETC chart to see if FX Street 35% upswing would make sense. So I've drawn some support resistance lines. So obviously, you know, we will see corrections. So the first correction is now, which is why this is the dip to buy in my non-financial advisor opinion, and you will see an upswing to around $94, so actually even higher potentially than what FX Street has predicted. It could be a bit lower, but it could also be up to $94. And then we will see a crash, which is another buying opportunity at around $75, which is still a lot higher than where we're at. So remember, now is the dip, and then we can see a further upswing all the way to $133. And obviously in the long-term chart I showed you earlier, we can go up to 1,056 towards the end of the bull market, which is huge returns, you guys. So I'm really, really excited. And let's also look at this, that Ethereum Classic stops for gas along with Bitcoin and Doge on the bullish moon trip. So what this is that Saturday morning, Ethereum Classic along with Apex cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, and the ever popular DC have consolidated Friday's bullish trek north. All three cryptos have recently had relative strength, RSI of over 70%, which puts them straight into the overbought condition. This is why we're seeing the dip right now. A lot of investors have been taking profits. The crypto retraced about 22%, which cooled down to bring its RSI down to a much more comfortable 57% before making another bullish move up. You guys, I'm so certain the price is going to upswing because the overall crypto market sentiment is so strong right now. And this article was released 6 days ago, that Ethereum Classic traders must be patient before entering a position. Now let's talk about this, because what was happening earlier was the price rally here. So traders that went in for a long position here would see a correction, and they could have made more profits in this dip that we're in right now. I think patience when it comes to trading is so important. You don't want to FOMO in. When people are fearful, that's when you buy. That's when you are, going to be rewarded for the risk you're taking. Yes, of course, it's unlikely. Yes, of course, the price can go further downwards, but the overall crypto market sentiment is strong. So it's very, very unlikely. And people are always going to take profits along the way. That's why we see these major crashes. So right now is the right time. And that's why I think trading with the upswing that's going to be coming is a good strategy going forward. I talk about a lot of this on my Patreon when it happens. So when I think a good entry point is, I talk about when I'm entering a position. Also remember, I'm not a financial advisor, but I do share everything I do with my own personal portfolio, my opinion on the overall market sentiment, and there's a great community support where everyone discusses what they buy and sell, and there's a lot of one-on-one support with me directly depending on which tier you select. So I hope you guys are having a lovely day wherever you guys are. Are you guys bullish on ETC? I definitely am. Leave it in the comments below what you think. Are you guys going to be trading ETC? Are you guys hodling? Let me know your thoughts, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. And don't forget to hit that like button down below and that subscribe button as I make new videos every single week. Bye guys.